Are you a sinner? Stick around and find out. Welcome to Sober Living Snippets, the podcast helping people over 40 live alcohol free so you can improve your relationships, feel youthful again, and finally ditch regret and shame. Hello and welcome back. It is time for your daily snippet. It is Friday and it is day 5 of our look at quotes from deep thinkers, wise people. Daily quotes, we're calling it this week, I suppose. So today I have a quote from you from a writer called Don Miguel Ruiz. And this book, that's going to sound very familiar to those of you who follow me. This is from the book called The Four Agreements. Now, we studied this book together as a group back in March, I think it was, and I couldn't resist capping the week off with a quote from this amazing book. This little book is life transforming. It really is. If you haven't read it, I strongly recommend it. So the quote I pulled out of this book is from the First Agreement, and it is right here. You ready? Okay. Religions talk about sin and sinners, but let's understand what it really means to sin. A sin is anything that you do which goes against yourself. Everything you feel or believe or say that goes against yourself is a sin. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. Being without. Wow. Okay, I think we're going to have to reread that one. That was amazing. By the way, this one might be controversial, and that's fine. I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. Let's have another look at this. Religions talk about sin and sinners, but let's understand what it really means to sin. A sin is anything that you do which goes against yourself. Everything you feel or believe or say that goes against yourself is a sin. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. Okay. All right. I love this one. I love it for so many reasons. The main reason is because as individuals, that is you and I, as individuals who struggle, either are or used to struggle with alcohol, we blame ourselves. We judge ourselves. You don't tell me you haven't done that. I know you do. Every single one of you, because it's part and parcel of the whole problem, right? We drink when we don't want to drink, and then we blame ourselves. That's the way it works. Anyone who doesn't is probably just a massive, I don't know, narcissist or something. We won't even go in that direction. We feel bad about it, is my point. And we can't help, beating ourselves up. And guess what? Don Miguel Ruiz says when we do that, Ruiz probably is how you pronounce it. When we do that, we're actually sinning. Uh-oh. Told you it was controversial. I don't think this is the same he says right in here, religions talk about sin and sinners, but let's understand what it really means to sin. So this is not a conversation about religion or sin or anything like that. We're just talking about the quote, okay? Whether he's right or wrong, whether we agree with him or whether we have beliefs about sin coming from our religions, that's not part of this conversation. It really isn't. What I wanted to talk about here is the idea of how devastating it is to do anything against yourself, against ourselves. And that's really what he's saying here. A sin is anything that you do which goes against yourself. Everything you feel or believe or say that goes against yourself is a sin. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. My dears, that's why I wanted to share this one today, because I want you to understand how unbelievably important it is to have self-love, to have self-forgiveness, to understand that you're just a human, that the fact that you couldn't stop drinking or can't stop drinking, wherever you're at in your journey, is no excuse to beat yourself up on any level. And I'm really passionate about this because that's, of course, you know what I'm going to say next if you've been following me at all. I'm going to say what? I'm going to say that that's because I spent 30 years beating the crap out of myself, right? I just thought I had to. I thought, look, you can't be as bad as I am and not beat yourself up. It's just you got to. Like, look what I did. I drank again. I did this. I did that. I mean, You go back far enough, I did some pretty naughty things. Just read my book if you're interested, right? So beating myself up was just part of I just thought it had to be done. And in fact, I really did feel that I couldn't possibly forgive myself. It was because because I mean, look what I had done. And so I really felt it was I guess that's the word I'm looking for, necessary. That it's just, it's very necessary that I recognize how horrible I am. Honestly, that was how warped my thinking was. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what you've done. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. And that, according to Don Miguel Ruiz, is sinning. Now, I mean, okay, call it a sin, don't call it a sin. That's not really the point here. The point is that it's not good to beat ourselves up. Yeah. And, when you judge or blame yourself for anything, that means nothing is off the table here. No exceptions. We don't get to say, well, okay, Becca, I agree. I should be nice to myself, but you know what? You wouldn't believe what I did. I did this. Yeah, okay. Really, the only time I think that we should get frustrated with ourselves is when we keep doing the same crap over and over and over. And that's probably another reason we feel like it's okay to beat ourselves up, because that's what we end up doing with alcohol. It isn't like we said, "Oh, wow, I drank too much. I'm not doing that again. That didn't go well. But boy, I'm not doing that again." No, we do it again and we do it again and we do it again. So how can right? So you end up going, "I keep doing this. Like, I'm an idiot." No, you're not. You have an illness. It's called alcoholism, right? I didn't know any of this. I just thought, "Man, I'm just like, I'm hopeless. Hopeless," right? No one told me. Okay. So today I wanted to tap off the week. I wanted to end it strong with self love. Love for you, love for me, love for each other, but mostly self love. Okay, let's just look at this one more time. And please don't get hooked up on the sin word. It's just a powerful, powerful way to remind us that there's no excuse under any circumstances for beating ourselves up. Here's the quote. Religions talk about sin and sinners, but let's understand what it really means to sin. A sin is anything that you do which goes against yourself. Everything you feel or believe or say that goes against yourself is a sin. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. I love the middle piece of this. Everything you feel or believe or say that goes against yourself is a sin. You could change the word to just is wrong, is bad, is harmful, is a bad idea, is not going to help, right? He just uses the word sin. So there it is, my dears. I don't care what you did ever, and I certainly don't care what you did yesterday or whether you're drinking today. I don't care what you did last weekend. It doesn't matter. It's not an excuse to beat yourself up. Of course, it's not an excuse. This is not an excuse to just carry on drinking. You have a deep responsibility once you've recognized you've got a problem to do something about it. And if you follow me at all, you know that is a big part of the argument here. No, it's not your fault that you're an alcoholic, but it's most definitely 100% your responsibility to take the bull by the horns and do something about it. And if you can't do it by yourself, which most of us cannot, then it's your responsibility to get the help you need. And if you refuse to do that, then yeah, it's time to look in the mirror. No, it's not time to beat yourself up, because it's never time to beat ourselves up. After all, according to Ruiz, that would be a sin. But it is time to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I refusing to get the help I need? Which is very different from saying, why do I keep drinking? You keep drinking, remember, because you're an alcoholic. Refusing to get help, different story. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you're just using that as an excuse. That yeah, well, I'm just not ready. And if you're not ready, then just admit it. Just say, you know what, I realize I drank too much and it's probably hurting me, but I'm just not ready. I'm not ready to get help. I'm not ready to quit. Whatever it is, beating yourself up is not the answer. And if you are sick of it, then getting help is the answer. Okay. Whew, kind of got a little bit of a crooked sidetrack there, but I got back. Did you see how I did that? Pretty good, eh? Got back. Okay. So today's daily do's, it is Friday, so there's 3. Now, if you're sick of the weekend do's, too bad. I'm not changing them today. Okay. So, for those of you who are following along on the daily do's, on the weekends, we do the same thing every weekend. We keep it very, very simple. On one of the days, so let's just go with Saturday, you're going to drink an extra glass of water. And on Sunday, you're going to eat an extra piece of fruit. If you're not drinking any water or any fruit, then that means you're having a piece of fruit and a glass of water. Hopefully you are though. So we're just upping our intake of water and fruit on the weekend, because I want you to have a break, because to be honest, the do's that I give you really are, they're not complicated, but they are difficult. If you're doing them, then you're working hard, and I'm impressed. And by the way, we started the daily do's on the 1st of August, and that means that somebody out there is coming up on 30 days. I certainly am. I do all the do's. I do not ask you to do anything I don't do. And I've got 29 do's. There you go. Pile of 29 do's piled up. And of course, if you are following along, you know that once you have 30 do's, you just send that in to me and let me know, Becca, I've got 30 do's, and I will not only give you an honorable mention on the show, first names only, but I will put your name in a draw for a one-on-one coaching session with me. Coaching session. Did you hear that? Coaching session. Not a discovery call, nothing, an actual coaching session. Tell me your story. I will help you find some solutions. Anyway, so your daily do for today is to write down 10 things, and I'm being kind here because the last time I gave this assignment, it was 50 things. So you consider yourself lucky. 10 things you love about yourself. Today, I want you to write down at some point 10 things you love about yourself. And this is of course, because today we are talking about sinning by beating ourselves up, which is we are no longer doing. So, okay, your daily do is write down 10 things you love about yourself. Your do's for the weekend are water and fruit. And that's a week. There's another week of snippets under the belt, sending you love. And of course, incredible amounts of gratitude as well. Thank you so much for following along with me on this journey. I love doing these snippets for you, and I hope they're helpful to you. And one more thing before I go, thank you to those of you who reach out. I get to hear from you. Some of you just send me an email just to say, how the snippets are affecting your life, and others, give reviews, and others. So I just love that. So if you're feeling the urge, feeling the love, want to give back some love, because podcasts don't pay anything. I don't have any sponsors yet. I would love to just hear from you. And it's so easy to do. My email is becca@beccajacobson.com. Becca@beccajacobson.com. So anytime, drop me a line and just let me know. I would just love to know how the snippets fit into your life. And if for some reason they annoy you, you can tell me that too, or you could just unsubscribe. Hello. Okay. There it is. That's the Friday. We're wrapping it up with a bow, and I'll be back on Monday. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.